Hey there and happy Thursday. So I know when I signed off on my last video late last week, probably Friday, I said I'll be back this week with all sorts of inspiration for you guys. And then I got a phone call from my dear friend and she's like, hey, let's hang out for a few days. And I did that. It was very spur of the moment and it was a great time, very relaxing, and I feel re-energized just from that. And I come home and I'm so glad that I'm re-energized because everything's waiting. I know you know how that feels. Even today I thought I should go outside and help hubby with some cleanup of branches from our recent storm. He's got a telehandler out there, a skid loader. We had some pretty big trees go down and our yard like noticeably looks different. And he's like, no, go do your live so that way when you do help clean up and do that, then when you're hot and sweaty you won't feel like doing a live video. And I'm like, he knows me. He gets that. So I'm going to give you some quick inspiration here and focus on the Waterside Retreat Designer Series paper. And let me get my camera turned around for you guys here so you can see it better. All right. Here we go. Maybe just want to get my large pop out of the way. When I zoom in, that makes my pop seem even bigger. Okay, there we go. So here is the card that I'm going to be making for you. And with this suite, it's from this catalog here. It's in this one. And I've been focusing a lot on the stamps in there, especially the chair and the dies that go with it. This time I'm focusing on the paper, and I like the paper a lot. I've been using a lot of it, and because we don't get to see a ton of it here, I'll be making a card with these birds soon for you guys too, as I see that there. Just love this paper. If you know me, I love coming up with masculine cards, so that's always fun. So this is kind of what that front scene looks like, and you can see that I've dug into it, and you can see bits and snippets of all the other pieces, which I'm pretty sure I have shown you page by page, so I'm not going to do that today. Another product that I snuck into today's card, besides the pretty paper, is the Sweet Words and Labels dies. That is an online exclusive, also part of that Silly Old Bear, Winnie the Pooh collection. So I love these dies so much, and I love that there are nice images that you can stamp and then cut out too if you want, or just have that be a different focal point on a card and just nice sentiments. So I think this is kind of a hidden gem because a lot of people see Winnie the Pooh but don't realize how fun these nice frames are. And I love a good frame, and I love that this collection has so many different sizes and different orientations for sentiments as well. So that is where the dies are coming from here. I'm kind of using two of the larger dies from this Sweet Words and Labels dies. So I wanted to let you know that too. So my color combination today is some Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, and Pool Party. And usually I don't use this type of combination. It's pretty interesting, to be honest. And I wasn't so sure if it clashed or went together, but once again, the paper always really helps to bring everything together. And so because of that, I think it works. And there were people that got to make this card at my recent stamp camp here in my house, and they were excited like that. Not only was it a guy card, but like they needed a birthday card for an upcoming birthday, and it's for somebody that likes to fish, or it's for a guy. And so it's always fun to create something that, you know, people are not only going to enjoy making, but know that they have the purpose to send it and use it right away too. Hello there, Julie. Good to see you on here. So that's my color combination. And here are those two large dies that I talked about from the Sweet Words and Labels die set. And I just see when I've cut out this one that there's two little like diamond shapes I just need to poke out. Okay. Got that. What would we do without our take your pick tool? Which reminds me, if you ever are in a class, I lost one of mine recently, and it's an honest mistake. Like, I'm not blaming anybody, but I have this huge label on there for a purpose because everybody's take your pick tool looks the same, especially from this end. So if you are crafting and you see this and go, oh my, I accidentally did grab hers, I would love to hear from you, just so I know where it's at, knowing that we can connect at some point too, because I am lost without mine. I always have two going, but I don't want to open up a third one, because then you know how it is. The more you have of something, the more you're apt to lose it probably too. All right, so I just cut out of those 2 dies, the smaller one from that Waterside Retreat Designer Series paper. And I'm just going to put that. This one, I start to like line it up here, and then it's like, oh, it's maybe too far away down there. And because it's such a larger die, it's not always the easiest, but yet a nice edge there helps line up things. So it's not difficult at all, but I felt like I was often kind of having it be a little closer to one edge than the other, just because it's so big. And now for this, I didn't measure this because this came from the sheet of 12 by 12 of just long stripes. And so approximately every 1.75 inches was this pattern and design. So I just, wherever there was kind of that basic beige or kind of off-white solid piece that broke up all the lines, I just cut those in half. So that turned out to be about that. And then I cut it off at 5.5 inches. And then what I did is I'm just backing this. Whoops, didn't mean to hit my camera there. I'm backing this with a piece of Pool Party that is 2 inches by 5.5. Hello there, Lori. Thanks for joining in. And so I'm just going to put some adhesive there. And it's so hard to cover up these cute little life vests, like jackets, oars, and different designs there, because I just love this paper. There is not a bad sheet in the bunch for sure. All right, now I'm going to turn this over and get some more adhesive on here. And I'm just going to kind of see this 1/4 inch here of the Pool Party, and I'm going to eye and just kind of do almost a 1/4 inch or so on the side of my card, because I kind of like that peak of the mossy meadow showing. Then we've got this layer and then the more mossy meadow. I was going to take a smaller stamp from that bundle and try and coordinate something with it, but then once I put this on and it's so big, I'm like, you'd hardly see anything, and so I decided to go with embellishments instead of stamping. But that could be an option, because I know a lot of you like to copy my layouts and such. So if you go, oh, you know, what could I do? Or say maybe if you're copying and don't have this exact thing and your idea or what you have for supplies is smaller, then you might want to take and stamp kind of tone on tone or Versamark an image like that too. So that will work. And then I'm just going to add some dimensionals here. Probably a few, just because it's seems like such a large piece compared to what I normally work with too. All right, got that going. And then I'm just going to, because I kind of just put that right there. And the other nice thing with this is those diamonds that are on there. You can kind of go, oh, I can just barely see a glimpse of Pool Party on the top and the bottom. So that helps me to know that that's lined up too. So kind of a little bit of a marker there as well. And then let's do some stamping. I'm going to get out my Mossy Meadow ink pad. And then from the Banners and Saying stamp set, that is the stamp set that has all those little greetings and sentiments. And it also can be paired with the 3 banner punch as the bundle pricing for 10% off. So you might, sometimes if you're like me, banner sayings, now which stamp set is that? But once I bring this in, everybody's like, oh yeah, that's the one with the little sentiments that all fit in there. So I'm going to stamp out in Mossy Meadow the happy birthday on just this strip of basic white. And this is about 3/4 inch on that strip. As long as I have my pad there, I'm going to take my 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white here from that same stamp set. Oh, I must have got heavy on both of these edges. Have a big blop of Mossy Meadow ink there. Okay, so wishing you good things. So that's ready to go also. And I'm going to use the banner that's in the middle here that will give the little flag punch both, or banner punch, however you want to say that, on both ends. So I'm just going to line that up in there, make sure that my banner is kind of equal on both sides. Give that a punch, like so. And then I am going to actually find a little piece. Here we go. I was going to say I want to find a piece of my dimensionals. Nope, that's my ribbon scissor. It's my regular scissor that is skinny like that. And then I can just take and pull that up, and then that's going to fit nicely right there. Okay. And then I have this piece that is, let me double check my measurements. Let's see, 3/4 inches by 2.5. And this is also that pool party color. So I'm just going to take and put that down as well. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals. I'm not doing a whole strip of dimensionals like I did with the other one, and you'll kind of see why here in a bit. I'm just going to put like 3 dimensionals, whoops, like so. Okay, and then I wanted to tie in some kind of ribbon or something with some texture, just because I felt like that would make this look kind of rustic and that. And this is retired, so that's my disclaimer, but maybe you guys, some of you have this, maybe the jute twine, and it came in this and also like that copper clay color. So not like maybe 2 years ago, the In Colors, kind of that jute twine package. But I love kind of this gray, especially for guys and fishing and such. So I just want to wrap that around my fingers like so, and then just kind of set that down. And then this here can kind of fit in between that little space there between the 2 dimensionals like that. That's why I didn't want a solid sheet going across there. And then I'm just going to line that up with the edge of my card like so. And then if you kind of want to loosen that up a little bit or even tuck it, you know that it's going to be kind of stuck between those dimensionals and such, so that that's in there solid, but you can still kind of play around with that a little bit if you want to. I spent way too much time when I was creating this card also trying to figure out what to use for embellishments. I had some kind of metal ones, which I thought, oh, that could be kind of fun to tie in, maybe like a fishing lure type thing. But the paper, it wasn't bad, but I just thought the paper has more color than like the neutrals to support something that looked kind of metallic or that type of thing. So I got out my array of dots, which kind of look bright for the project. But I was happiest when I pulled out the pool party. They've got 2 sizes, or actually 3 sizes of the dots there. So I'm just going to pull out like, oops, now it's stuck to my stuff on my take your pick tool. Every once in a while that happens. Okay, so I've got like the largest and the medium. And I'm just going to come back and grab a medium one from the top here. Same color, that pool party, and just go like so. And I think what it does is it ties together the pool party from this side of the card to that side of the card, and that made me happy. So like I said, for something that looks pretty bright compared to a masculine card, it really helped come together easily. And then I'm just going to take that wishing you good things that I stamped out a minute ago and just get some adhesive on that. And then I can put that in the inside. So for a guy card too, you don't want all that mushy stuff always. So the wishing you good things is a good thing. There we have it. So hopefully you enjoy some inspiration with that. Hello there, Diane. Hopefully you can see or replay the video too if you want some more details on it. But yeah, it's always fun to come up and share some ideas for masculine cards. And guys sometimes have lots of nice sports or outdoors activities, and so if you have a guy that loves to fish, this would be a fun project for that too. So take care. I hope to be back tomorrow with some more inspiration, but maybe some of you will miss that if you're already going to be celebrating America's birthday, and I hope that you do it big this year too for the big celebration. So hopefully we'll see you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.